Bone marrow. What happens inside our bones? 1. What is bone marrow? Bone marrow is a soft, living tissue found inside the cavities of many bones. It contains blood, forming stem cells, supporting cells, fat cells, blood vessels, and other components. It is one of the most important tissues responsible for maintaining the body's blood supply. 2. Red and yellow bone marrow. There are two main forms of bone marrow. Red bone marrow is actively involved in producing blood cells, while yellow bone marrow contains a greater amount of fat and serves mainly as an energy store. In children, much of the bone marrow is red, but with age, some areas gradually become yellow. 3. How are blood cells produced? Blood, forming stem cells in red bone marrow, can develop into different types of blood cells. They produce red blood cells, which transport oxygen, white blood cells, which help protect against infections, and platelets, which help stop bleeding by supporting blood clot formation. 4. How is blood production controlled? The bone marrow does not produce blood cells randomly. The body carefully regulates production according to its needs. For example, when tissues need more oxygen, signals can encourage increased production of red blood cells. Other signals help control the production of white blood cells and platelets. 5. What happens inside the marrow? Inside the marrow, developing blood cells grow through different stages before entering the bloodstream. They receive nutrients and signals from surrounding support cells and blood vessels, once mature enough to perform their functions. Many of these cells leave the marrow and circulate throughout the body. 6. Why is bone marrow important for immunity? Bone marrow produces many of the cells involved in the body's immune defense. Some white blood cells develop and mature there, while others continue their development in specialized immune organs. This makes bone marrow an important part of the body's defense system. 7. What happens when bone marrow is damaged? If bone marrow becomes unable to produce enough healthy blood cells, the body may not receive enough oxygen, fight infections effectively, or control bleeding normally. Bone marrow disorders can therefore affect several body systems at the same time. 8. Bone marrow transplantation. In certain serious diseases, doctors may replace damaged or diseased blood, forming cells with healthy blood forming stem cells from the patient or a suitable donor. This treatment is commonly called a bone marrow transplant or stem cell transplant, depending on the procedure. Conclusion: bone marrow is a remarkable living factory hidden inside our bones. It continuously produces and regulates blood cells that carry oxygen, fight infections, and control bleeding. Although we cannot see it during everyday life, healthy bone marrow is essential for keeping the entire body functioning properly. Follow and subscribe to Bioenigma X. Javesh, learn biology, explore science, discover the science of life.